Welcome to our second video on synchronous hybrid teaching. In this video, we will provide you with some technical and methodological tips for planning a hybrid teaching scenario. In our first video, we defined synchronous hybrid teaching as the simultaneous taking place of present on-site and online participation. This learning scenario is usually supported by an asynchronous self-learning phase for preparation and follow-up. What are the benefits of a synchronous hybrid teaching scenario? Hybrid teaching scenarios are often mentioned as a way to improve compatibility of family or employment and studies, as they offer the opportunity for students to participate flexibly. A hybrid course can also be a good option to include international participants. What are the challenges? The main challenge of synchronous hybrid teaching is to engage all participants equally and to create an inviting learning environment that fosters lively interaction. Other challenges are overcoming communication barriers through the use of different media and an increased interaction threshold for those connected online. Often, methods we know from classroom-based face-to-face formats cannot be applied directly to synchronous hybrid formats. We want to look separately at settings with lower and higher levels of interaction, for example lectures, tutorials, or seminars. However, regardless of the setting, students who participate online need a mobile device, preferably with a camera and a headset, as well as a stable internet connection. Let's first take a look at lectures and settings with lower levels of interaction. These scenarios are often less complex and thus somewhat easier to implement. The basic technical equipment of a hybrid setting usually consists of a laptop or tablet, internet access, a beamer, speakers, microphones, and a camera. In some cases, existing equipment in lecture halls can be used. If contributions from the study group are also planned to be included, extension microphones can be used. Even if your lesson plan doesn't include a lot of interaction, activating elements can be well incorporated. With digital quizzes or voting systems, all participants with a mobile device, for example a smartphone, can be involved. In contrast, synchronous hybrid seminars, tutorials, and settings with a lot of interaction require more time in planning and conception. In such scenarios, one should enable communication on several levels. Online participants can be visible in the physical classroom using a separate screen or a beamer. The on-site participants can be integrated into the online meeting room via a camera that captures the room. The lecturer is also visible through a camera and uses a microphone. A technical solution that includes a camera, microphones, and speakers is the Logitech group system. Depending on the desired scenario, the system can also be expanded, for example with extension microphones or a 360-degree camera that automatically follows the person speaking. In order to be able to work in these scenarios interactively, the on-site participants also need mobile devices and, if necessary, headsets or possibility to separate themselves spatially in order to be able to exchange ideas in small groups with the online participants. Which devices are best suited for the respective scenario depends on several factors. These include the size of the room, the number of participants, and the desired interaction between on-site and online participants. During your first hybrid event, keep in mind to distribute tasks and roles during the event. This is especially true for scenarios involving group work phases that need to be facilitated. In a synchronous hybrid setting, the interaction between online and on-site participants is somewhat more complex. However, it is important and desirable to enable these groups to intermingle. In order to avoid the risk of acoustic feedback in mixed groups, make sure that the necessary technical precautions are taken and spatial conditions are used effectively. If this isn't possible, or the number of participants is too high, divide group work into separate on-site and online teams. It is important that work assignments and results are made available to everyone at the end. Teaching methods that can be implemented well in interactive synchronous hybrid teaching and learning settings are, for example, surprising introductory questions. Invite your students to interact with each other using digital tools. This can be achieved by the use of a digital whiteboard or verbally in breakout rooms via the video conferencing tool. To stimulate discussion during the course, the Think, Pair, Share method could be used. A flashlight or a barometer can be used for a short interim evaluation, opinions on a topic, or also for a mood picture. The survey tool of the video conference system or audience response systems such as the ELIAS live voting at JLU can also be used here. As with other new scenarios, it takes some time and practice to get used to hybrid learning, and the implementation should happen gradually and with ease. Remember to seek feedback from your students as you do so. Finally, a few general notes that always apply but deserve special attention in synchronous hybrid settings. To enable all students to participate equally, make sure that everyone receives the same information. In addition to sharing work assignments by email or on a learning platform in advance, result protocols summing up the last session on, for example, digital whiteboards can be a useful contribution. Furthermore, the promotion of exchange between students is also important outside of lessons and can be encouraged by the offer of moderated forums and peer consultation hours. These can be moderated by support staff or volunteer participants. In order to organize discussions and keep track of all participants, it is helpful to involve co-moderators. They keep an eye on the requests to speak on site as well as in the chat and coordinate the use of microphones. Given the amount of available digital tools, it is advantageous for a good overall process to limit oneself to a few important ones that the participants can get to know in the course of the semester. Especially synchronous hybrid settings that want to realize high levels of interaction need to be approached carefully. Also, issues concerning technology, whether the setting may involve low or high levels of interaction, are always topics that require additional information and support. Especially synchronous hybrid settings that want to realize high level of interaction need to be approached carefully. In many cases, there is specialized staff at your respective university that can advise you. You can find more information in the info box.